Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So it is another guest choice review, and we're going to be discussing Death Becomes Her. And with me, we have Rhetorical Thrill. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing today?
Good. So Rhetorical Thrill, I reached out to her, seeing if she wanted to do a guest choice where she gets to pick the movie, the date, and time, as everybody on the guest choice reviews gets to do. So if you want to do a guest choice review, you get to pick the movie, you get to pick the date, you get to pick the time. The only thing I get to pick is the location. So yeah. Now, would you like to give your channel a plug? Let people know where they can find you.
Sure. Yeah, you can find me here on YouTube under this name, Rhetorical Thrill. I do basically movie reaction reviews, commentaries. I watch a movie, usually one I haven't seen before or haven't seen in a long time, and just kind of just see what I come up with, see what I say as I watch it, see what I feel like, how I like it. And I usually give a little bit of a review at the end. But yeah, it's fun. I enjoy doing it, and I've got a lot of people who really seem to enjoy watching it.
Nice. And you could find all of her links down in the description of the stream. So they are all in there. Her links to Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. And I believe, yeah, I think that's all of them. But yeah. So Death Becomes Her, 1992, Rob Zemeckis. Great movie with a great score, actually, by Alan Silvestri.
It is. 90s. I love it. That opening theme is just grabs you right there with like the psycho violins are going and everything. It's fabulous.
And we get opening scene of 1978 on Broadway, and you learn right outside the theater before they show the character of Madeline Ashton. It's like these people are just, it's like, oh my God, they can't stand her. And then we get this god-awful performance on stage from her, where they're basically saying she's a hussy and she's a slut and she's all this stuff. And it's like, and she's also, they're also saying, but she's also good. And it's like, what?
Yes, I know. It's so funny. Just her, Meryl Streep is so much funnier as an actress, I think, than people actually know. I prefer her, honestly, in these comedic roles, but just the little things she does, like when she's like singing and she's like she's making this gesture and then she realizes she's like grabbing her own boobs and she's just like, whoa, and it just, you don't even like these little things you just don't catch, and just it's so bad, and everyone in the audience is walking out. And it turns into a disco number. Oh my God.
Yeah. It just changes genres it's like, it breaks all the rules of classical theater telling. I mean, if you're going to change like the genre of your stream or of your performance, like mid freaking song, got to do it in a way that's good. But
right.
You also see people are walking out of the dang theater. And then you see Bruce Willis in that god-awful haircut.
Oh my God.
And the glasses. And it's like
unrecognizable. You wouldn't even know.
He really was. It gives me the impression that he really didn't want to be in the movie.
Oh, see, I get the opposite. I feel like he really wanted to be in the movie.
I mean, because he's so unrecognizable, but then again, he also did just come off of Die Hard and Die Hard 2. So
right, I think he wanted to kind of show he could do other things. And I mean, I love Die Hard. Who doesn't love Die Hard? Yeah. But honestly, he's another one where it's like I prefer him as a comedic actor than I do honestly in action. I mean, his action roles are funny too. He always puts a little humor in that too. But it's just
especially Red.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He definitely has that to him. I mean, he started off as a sitcom actor, so it's not too far kind of outside the realm of possibility. But just all three of them, just the way they chew on the scenery. I love it.
And Goldie Hawn, I mean, she's still acting today, and she's still killing it, man. I mean, she's now acting with her husband, Kurt Russell, doing the Santa Claus Chronicles. I think they're actually finally doing a third one.
I haven't seen those yet. I'm gonna have to give them a shot this Christmas.
Oh yeah, when I go over to my brother's house to watch his kids and whatnot every now and then, that's all they'll watch. Even when it's not Christmas, it's like, okay, we'll watch Santa Claus Chronicles. But it's like Kurt Russell just kills it very good. Older actors nowadays, the older actors that we all grew up with in the 80s and 90s, you can't go wrong with them, really.
No, and it's, you notice it's not the same. There's no movie stars really anymore. Like I can name, all three of these people, and just there's so many other people who you can just throw. There's no like Julia Robertses anymore. There's no Cameron Diaz's anymore. It's everything is like flash of the pan, 15 minutes and it's done. And I don't know if it's just kind of the society we're in or it's the way movies are made now. I'm not sure exactly what, but I kind of miss those days, I guess. Or maybe it's because we know too much about celebrities.
Probably is the case too. Or because of the rise of social media, we've learned, or in their interaction in social media, we kind of learned that they have an uglier side to them.
Yeah, exactly. And that
wonderful thing about Goldie Hawn, though, she hasn't really opened her mouth in any hateful ways.
Yeah, I think most of the ones that I was thinking of was naming there are the same. You just don't really. Yeah. I like the mystery. It's a lot easier to enjoy a celebrity, I think, when there's some mystery involved, and not you're just as petty and awful as everyone else.
Yeah, you're just getting into the whole political crap, and you know what? We hate that shit. It's like, you guys are people that we all looked up to, but now we're realizing you guys are all a bunch of just toxically, and I don't like using that word a lot, right? But when on the inside, you just come off as extremely hateful. Mm-hmm. It really does come off like that. Now, I haven't followed Meryl Streep in a while on Twitter, but I have heard that she's gotten into the political scene a little bit more, and it's like
she kind of always has been. But yep,
they even mention a little bit of politics in this of the time. Yes. And it's like a Republican in jail in California. I'm like, well, we know where they lean.
Which isn't too surprising. And I don't mind that. I don't mind that stuff when it fits exactly. Yeah. Because that's exactly kind of where it was trying to. It was actually what it's trying to do. For sure.
And one of the things I like about this is when she comes out of that, or she's done their performance, and he's like, oh my God, she's amazing. Yeah. And you see his fiance, Goldie Hawn, who looks like she wasn't even wearing makeup really. She looks scenes. Very dowdy, very mousy. Yeah. In these scenes, is like, I don't think she's really wearing that much makeup to really give herself that she's not really a performing person. But then she's very just looking at her husband while he's just so enraptured. And it's like,
she knows. She absolutely knows.
This bastard's gonna cheat on me. And then we learn later that is indeed what she knew it was gonna happen. And I love how he's like, does it look like I need you? It's like, oh great, seduction already right in front of your friend that you consider your friend.
And it's like, it's very clear she only wants him because he's Helen's.
He's a plastic surgeon.
There is that, yes. But in general, he's important and he's rich. But honestly, and especially as it goes on, you just go, why are you fighting over this man?
Yeah. And it really is. Hey,
Steve's here.
Ruben, good to see you. Always
Hello,
good
Steve.
to see
Hello,
Steve.
Ruben.
Yep. And but yeah, one of the things, so he's doing the surgery, and then he's like, oh yeah, there's a little bit of blood here. Let's get a
and he waves to her through the window.
Yeah, and then she shows up with freaking champagne, and he's like, hey, with blood all over his fingers. It's like, what did you nick when you saw her, man? Did you just cut open the eye?
It's so funny because I've watched this movie since I was a little kid because It's not actually inappropriate for a little kid. My parents were completely lax. They did not give a shit
Slightly
what we watched
suggestive
ever.
with Isabella Rossellini's character, but
Slightly
that's about
so.
it.
Exactly. So I mean, I've been watching this since before I understood a damn thing. And
Yeah.
it's so funny to look back at it now, and it's like that never seemed odd or weird to me. It's like, of course he's doing surgery. That's now you see it, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it just sells the more morbid, the morbidity of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see he's like at home with his actual fiance. It was just a business dinner. She wanted to know my professional opinion.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want you to fail the Madeline Ashton test. And she's twisting
that hanky.
And she's just twisting it so much, inserting her finger to tighten it to make sure that it can tighten more. And he's like, I have absolutely no interest in Madeline Ashton. Boom!
Smash cut to the wedding.
Right into the wedding. She's walking down. Yeah.
She's there at the wedding, and it's like, is she a guest? Did they invite her, or did she just show up? I don't even know, but it's like, why are you there?
She must have a masochistic streak, because only somebody who likes that kind of pain would be there. But then again, she probably guilt tripped her into being, it's like, you're my best friend. It's like,
you're probably right.
Fucking fiance.
Well, that's the whole thing too, is that, you know, she never had to introduce him to Madeline Ashton. She never had to speak to Madeline Ashton ever in her life. She could have just cut her off and gone away forever. But it's like this, and you see it as it goes on, the codependent frenemies relationship thing. They need each other way more than they need Ernest.
Yeah. And this movie it really is a cautionary tale of what vanity can do to you.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think Al Pacino said it best in The Devil's Advocate. Vanity, my favorite sin. It's like, this movie is just pure exercise in vanity.
And then we go right to 7 years later.
Yep. 7 years later. Big ass shot. Folks, when I say big ass shot, you're thinking I mean a big old wide shot of something.
No.
It is a big old wide shot of something. Of an ass.
It's a normal size screen, and her ass fills it all.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, if anybody watched this in theater, that would be the biggest ass shot I have ever seen. But then again, Troy Duffy did the same thing with the tit shot in Boondock Saints. But it's like, oh my God, man. If you guys were going for it, you really sold it. And we see that Goldie Hawn has in a fat suit, essentially. She's in a fat suit.
Oh, yeah.
And she's has like 30 freaking cats. She has nothing but freaking frosting.
She has a selection of frosting in her cupboard.
Frosting flavors. And she just sucking it up. She let herself go. Essentially showing that she has just fallen into such an obsessive depression. She's become a crazy cat lady. She's kicking all of her shit around because her place is a mess. And she's watching this movie of Madeline Ashton getting killed
over and over again.
And her landlord is like trying to evict her. You can also see it's snowing outside, and so they're knocking on the door. I got the NYPD with me, ma'am. And she just turns up the volume and she rewinds it. She's getting this psychotic smile on her face.
She was so good at that.
Yeah.
So good.
And then when they actually bust in, she quickly rewinds one more time and she stops them at the door, holding it until she sees her die.
Oh my God. Oh, and the psych ward scene. Yeah. Oh my God. It's so
barely fits on that damn chair.
Yes. And then she wants to talk about, do you have anything you want to talk about with the group? And yes, I want to talk. All of them
are just looking at her like,
oh, they're waiting, and they don't. She doesn't even get Madeline Ashton out of her mouth, and she just sets the whole ward off, and they're all freaking out, and it's like, oh my God, they can't handle it anymore.
It's a 6 months later thing, yeah. And the freaking woman, hold on. She's like, I can't stand this anymore, man. Or Helen, 6 months you've been in here. You haven't lost a damn pound. And all you ever talk about is Madeline Ashton. Do you think I enjoy talking about it? And
do you think I enjoy it?
Yeah. And then she's...
This is a therapist. This is how far she's driven the therapist. The therapist is yelling at her.
Folks, if a therapist ever said this to any sort of client, they'd be fired. They would lose their license.
She can't handle it. That's how bad
this is how much she's driven them nuts. You have had an obsession that you have not gotten off or out of for 6 whole months. And because she doesn't have the handkerchief to turn, she was turning her dang pants.
Yep.
And it's like,
something.
Yeah. So then she's like, you have got to erase her from your mind. You have got to eliminate her. What?
Yep. That's all she heard was eliminate.
You're right.
You're totally right.
Absolutely right. Jump 7 years again.
I love that. I love those hard jumps between time. Yeah. We're seeing only literally what we need to see for the context. Yep.
And that's actually a great way of telling a story. You're giving the perfect amount of context. Well, then we get a message delivery, like professional laminated message sent to this Beverly Hills house of Ernest Menville. I almost want to say Melville, but Menville. And Madeline Ashton. Madeline Ashton is just up in her big old freaking bed, has this wrap on her head, these 3 things on her face,
bandages all over. Looks like a mummy.
So that she can look young and whatnot. And she's doing everything to stay pretty and young, but she keeps on getting wrinkles, man. She looked like that, or back in the 70s, she was getting more wrinkles, and now she's pissed off about even more. So she's doing everything she can. Her vanity is her sole purpose in life. And her servant woman comes up. You're looking very beautiful today, Madeline. Wait, you didn't say it. Well, it's not Thursday yet. Well, I think I'm going to need to hear it every morning. You don't look a day older.
You look younger every day.
Or younger every day.
Thank you. It's hilarious because they both know it's a joke, but she still needs to hear it. She knows it's a joke. She knows it's a joke, but she doesn't care. It's just so not self-conscious, self-absorbed. She just needs to hear the words. Shallow is what it is. Oh, and then they pan over to his side of the bed, and it's completely untouched.
Yeah, it's like I know that he didn't get up early and make his own side of the bed. So where is he?
Upstairs again.
And he's just sleeping on the floor. His beeper is just beeping off the hook. And she brings in this, like, I have no idea what it is.
Bloody Mary.
It was?
It was a Bloody Mary, yeah.
So, yeah, it was this big old freaking Bloody Mary.
Huge glass. He tosses the celery right out of it.
Yep. He's like,
fuck that.
More vodka.
More vodka. Yep, more vodka.
Like, is that an angel I see before me? Oh, you shouldn't have. Wasn't talking to you.
Not you.
It's like, not you. And then he's like, is it awake yet? Yes, sir. It's awake.
It's in the back.
He refers to his wife as it. That is how much he has had with this bitch.
It's so brilliant. In just those 2 little bits, we know everything we need to know about their relationship, about what's happened, who they are, everything.
Yeah.
And we can just go.
She's saying Dr. Franklin was calling you again. I'm guessing it's important.
Yes. Yes, and then, you don't realize he's not a surgeon anymore. You assume he is.
Yeah, you assume he's being called in for a surgery. And so he goes, or he's walking, he's looks around, then he tries going by silently. Rose! Oh, it's you.
Fine, dear, thank you, like a rock.
Yep. And he's like, fine, dear, thank you, like a rock. And where are you going? Work. Cool. And then cut again straight to him arriving at the place where he needs to be. This celebrity guy essentially has died because he was having the greatest sex of his life with his 18-year-old fiance.
This expression of happiness on his face is completely inappropriate.
I know, right? And you see this dead body, and it's like,
you can't give him any character or depth. People have to recognize him.
I know, right? And he just has this dead look on his face. This is the one. And it's like, all right. And as he's walking, he reaches back like this. His assistant gives him some rubber gloves, but then they know that he's dead.
He chucks him. Yeah.
Chucks him. And they hand him the bigger gloves because the person's dead. So it's like, okay, it's an art situation. I'll make them look presentable. He's basically, he's a mortician. He's an undertaker. He dolls up the dead, folks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's like, the reason why I'm laughing so hard that this guy has died from sex is because I literally heard from the full Aussie from Lethal Lightning and them like a month or two ago that there was this guy that died because he had the greatest sex of his life. This can actually happen.
Oh, absolutely.
In real life, folks.
Absolutely.
If you're not healthy enough for it, you're going to die.
I mean, hey, what a way to go, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you can have, or if you're having mind-blowing sex, it's like,
does it get any better from here anyway?
Yeah. Holy shit. Now it's just downhill, but you don't need to worry about that hill. You're still going up. So then we see Madeline arriving at this beauty area.
Yes. Oh my God.
And she gets a security elevator. And then you see that it's a plasma separating place because this dude is on a rotating bed with all these freaking blood tubes attached to him. It's like, what the hell are you into? And they're like, but the plasma separation is very traumatic to the body. You cannot do it. Our policy states it can't be done once every 6 months.
6 months.
Oh, it's already been that, or it's almost that.
It's been nearly that long already.
It's only been 3 weeks.
Ashton, you had one 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh my God, your voice actually sounded almost perfectly like her.
I've seen this on many times.
Yeah, but, and go ahead.
I was just gonna say, she's just desperate. She's falling almost to her knees, just begging this woman to do these invasive, horrifying procedures just so she can feel like she looks a little bit younger. And it's funny. It's funny because, like I said, I've seen this since I was a kid, and now I'm not a kid.
Hey Jack, how you doing?
But
you're like, not exactly wrong.
I'm not exactly. I kind of halfway get it. Like I told myself, when I start aging visibly, I'm gonna take it gracefully. And no, them gray hairs started coming in, and my ass was in the chair at the beauty salon and getting my hair done up because I've never colored my hair, and I was like, I fucking do now. Turns out I'm taking a little bit of the kicking and screaming route.
Yeah.
I kind of get it, that especially, I mean, even on YouTube, especially like what I do. I mean, my type of videos, it's completely dominated by like 25-year-olds, and the, especially the girls, very cute, very, very young. And it's sometimes you feel a little bit like if you're over 30 on YouTube, on the internet, you might as well be 90.
Pretty
for
much.
all the credence
nobody cares about a 37-year-old or a freaking 39-year-old or a 40-year-old.
Yeah, you feel
we're still doing it. I'm 37. I'm doing it.
Like you feel almost completely irrelevant sometimes. Like nobody gives a shit what you have to say anymore. And it's. I mean, growing up too, you feel like kind of your whole value as a female is kind of tied up in how you look. At least for me. I mean, where it came from, society. School, friends, family, I don't really know, but I kind of, as at my age now, I kind of see where she's coming from. Is her especially she's a bad actress, nobody likes her. Her whole deal is how she looks and being seductive for men. Yep. So, I mean, she's pathetic, absolutely, and sad, but I kind of understand where she's coming from.
Yep. And the thing is, earlier, she's like, oh, from Helen Sharp. Eternally young, or forever young and eternally fat. And it's like, so that's what you think about her. So we know that going in. And she's like, I gotta look good for tonight. It's like, tonight? You want all this shit done to you before tonight? Right.
I feel like whatever plasma separation is should take at least a little while to recover from, but that's just me.
And it's like, why don't you just go bathe in the blood of virgins or something? I mean, seriously, that's basically what they do nowadays.
If she could get it, she probably would have.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they have somewhere or another.
Right, and then you see the
in
guy.
Real life. But so we then see the introduction to Chagall,
Yes.
Who has a blinking eye problem.
And I'm going to ask you, do you think he's supposed to be one of the clients?
I'm thinking he himself is dead
and
well.
that's what I want to know too, and that's why his eye is always fucking up.
Because his eye is falling down all the time.
He did something to his. He either damaged it, and it's irreparable, or he's one of them.
Yeah.
And it's
he is one of them. He is one of the, or he is one of Liesel's
I think you have to be
guys.
to be part of the circle. I think you have to be one of them. But I didn't even that's actually something that never occurred to me until this last time I watched it, that he is actually also damaged or dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not even think about it until I saw his eye, and he can't stop his eye from going. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even think about that.
And it totally weirds her out, and he's like, it's a very select circle.
Very select group, you understand?
Yeah. And he just keep on winking.
Yep.
And then he's reaching up to stop himself.
Yes.
And then she's like, weirdo. Drops it in her purse, and it focuses in on the purse, folks. So when she closes it, damn Black Ride.
So we remember where it is.
Yep. This and T2 pushed human CGI further than any other movie of the time, and for quite a while after. Yes, that is actually one thing that in this movie is actually brilliantly done. Is the CGI transitionings, the de-aging, and whatnot.
This was the first use of CGI to make human skin.
Yes.
This group that worked on Jurassic Park not too long after, and a lot of this movie pioneered what we see in Jurassic Park.
Yep. And I mean, a lot of people you see, or you mentioned the title Death Becomes Her. What movie?
Yep.
You honestly have no idea how important this movie is. No. It was literally the first stepping stone of modern CGI. Or of modern human CGI.
And it's so good because of the blending. It's not 100% CGI. There's practicals involved in here too.
Oh, yes.
And that's what makes it, I think, so much better than what we have now. They've gotten so lazy with CGI. They use it for everything now, even things that they could build or make or do. And that's what's crap. Yeah, this actually uses even still miniatures. Like Liesel's house, the Gothic mansion, that's a miniature. And it's like now they would just CGI that shit, and it's even as good as it gets. You still know, like you're looking at this, you don't really know. I mean, obviously, some of it is which parts is CGI. Some of it has to be obviously the hole in the stomach, but like some stuff, it's like that you don't really know. Is that computers? I thought. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to the de-aging later. But
we get to they're arriving at the party, and there's this woman that's talking to Ernest, and she's like, I just want to thank you for my aunt and giving her a grand send-off and whatnot. It was a shame to bury. Well, I take that as a compliment. And it's like, what's your secret? Spray paint.
Spray paint.
And this woman is absolutely mortified. I mean, they actually the camera pans from over here to here when he's talking about why he uses it. It's like normal makeup soaks through the pores too much, so you got to really grind it in there. And by the time that he's looking at her, she is just like so freaking mortified and pissed off. It's like
she just leaves. And
you wanted to know.
And I feel kind of bad because he actually was it seemed like he was actually kind of interested in talking shop. Like he doesn't really get talked to about anything anymore. You can tell he's so isolated.
Human interaction was basically alien to him.
Lack of human interaction, and then she just walks away. But it doesn't really bother him that much. He's just like, well, shrugs and back to his drink. And
it's like, okay, back to my drink. And then they get up, and you see them look, and they see Madeline, or who they think is Madeline. She's
Helen
lost a few pounds, or Helen, and it's lost a few pounds, and it's like
she's behind.
Then this woman steps aside. And you see the real Helen, Goldie Hawn, in all of her freaking goddess glory. And when you see Goldie Hawn's eyes in this movie, how blue they are in this movie, and just shock of red hair, I automatically get Evil Lynn vibes from the Masters of the Universe 80s movie. It's like,
oh, I can see that.
It's like, oh my god, man, it really is that kind of shocking in contrast, the eyes with the red hair.
Mm-hmm. And
And
just her response, Madeline's response is, "We're leaving."
We're leaving. No, we should go talk to her.
And you know,
I
there's
will.
Ernest. There's Ernest again, like just head turns at the slightest anything. Yeah, and she just she's walking over to, and you see her lose her nerve.
Yeah, she's walking up. She's psychotically like, what the hell? I can't do this. So she's mad. Hell.
Her face, the face is just amazing. I believe
she wants her to burn. She's calling her hell.
For sure. You can hear it
all there, and it's like, yeah.
And the roles are totally reversed now.
Yep. And you see her when she gives the hug, she's like staring daggers at freaking Ernest, as well as she does not want to touch this evil bitch. But she also gives her the same lipstick on the cheek kiss that she did, or that she gave her earlier in the film.
Yep.
And she plays a very good game here.
Yes.
And you can tell Bruce Willis had a lot of fun. Yes, honestly, Rhetorical Thrill actually convinced me or changed my mind on that, because I honestly thought it's like the way that he looked in this movie, I honestly don't think he wanted to be in this. But honestly, now that you think about it, it looks like I have low internet. Can you hear me clearly?
Wait, I can hear you. You're a little bit buffery in the visuals, but I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Blake. It's like he's just having the time of his life. I feel like I actually read recently that Kevin Kline was supposed to do this part, and I think actually he did a pretty good job too. But I think the fact that it's Bruce Willis, who just nobody expects this from, he looks and is acting completely different, completely out of character for what you expect from him. I think that just makes it so much better.
Yeah. Also, Fabio is in this movie.
Is he really?
Fabio, is he folks.
Is he one of Liesel's boys? Oh my god, that's so funny. I didn't even notice that.
He's one of Liesel's women or guys. But yeah, and then she played, or as I was saying before, the internet was choppy. Fucking weather outside. Anyway, she plays this beautiful game of manipulation where it's like, you have nothing to be wrong, or I've never blamed you, and this and that.
It was all him.
And it's like, it was him. It was all him. He went to you, and it's like, really? Okay. And then you're like, oh my god, now or
she goes to Ernest later, is having a conversation with him, and the exact same thing. You know, tells him that she blames Madeline completely. It's not his fault. And it's like, she has a plan. She's planned this out for 7 years.
Yep. Hold on one moment. My internet's saying very low Wi-Fi.
Oh dear.
What the hell is going on here? Well, I'll turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. Let's see if that helps. Oh yeah, it did.
There you go. Phone's trying to steal it all.
Yeah, there. Yeah. Well, I also live with 2 other people in the house, and they have their phones and Wi-Fi, and the TV's all hooked up to the internet and all that shit too. It's like, geez, no wonder we need such better internet. But anyway, so yeah, she plays that beautiful manipulation game, and they're like, how old is she? 50. What's 50. Her secret? It's like the way that she says it, and then she actually sees that Helen's taken Ernest over into the secluded area. Then you also see that when he goes home, he's actually very much heard what Helen had to say. And he sees her walking out the door all dolled up, going for essentially a booty call, folks.
Yeah,
she's having affairs all over town and whatnot, because even it was already established, because Helen said is like her boy toys are all over in public with her and whatnot.
Yep. Everybody
she
knows
this guy named Dakota. And it's like, back when Dakota for a guy was actually acceptable as a name. Nowadays, you hear the name Dakota, it's mostly strictly female.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's just like knocking on his door, she's clearly desperate for it, but
she needs a booty call.
I don't even think it's just that. I don't even think it's just the booty call. I think she wants the validation. I think she wants to feel, because if she's doinking this younger guy, it must mean she's still attractive and beautiful and young looking, so she puts it out of her mind that he's only with her because she probably buys him stuff and lets him, and it's easy sex, but he gets something out of it too, but it's not because he thinks she's young and gorgeous.
Yeah.
As we find out that he has a guest over.
Yeah, and he's like, I just wasn't expecting you, and she's like, and she realized, how dare you make me feel cheap? Who's this piece of meat? And he's just trying to, and she's like, okay, come on. Oh, for Christ's sake, lie quickly.
That's the best. For Christ's sake, at least lie quickly.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to. I mean, this is completely innocent. And then she looks in, naked chick.
Ass shot.
Yeah, naked ass shot, because she's looking at them. And you see the reflection in the mirror. Nice ass, by the way, whoever that woman was. So then it's like she's just walking away, and he's just had enough, and he's calling. He's like, I've had enough of this shit, Madison. Go find somebody your own age. And calls her cheap.
And then the rain.
The rain is perfect. Just starts downpour right then and there. And
I'm pretty sure it's only on her and not him.
Yeah. So we then cut to Helen, who's in the mirror. I need to talk to Madeline. No. She's blushing or blowing out her eyes to get her tears going.
Mm-hmm. She's practicing.
She's practicing. And then you see that her obsession has not gone away at all. Yep. She is absolutely dedicated to the destruction of Madeline Ashton.
She's got clippings and photos all over the mirror. Like, she's looking in this big mirror, and you don't realize it until it pans out that most of the mirror is covered with Madeline.
Yep. Freaking making her look like the Joker. Highlighting the plastic surgery she's had.
The sign with the sign is never again in big red letters.
And it's like, and then she grabs her umbrella. At first, I thought she grabbed like a gun or some shit, because I remembered when I first saw that, or I haven't seen this movie in decades, and it's like, oh, she's going to use the gun. And then I forgot that the gun was used in a completely different context.
Yep, exactly. And a long way off, actually. It takes a long time to get to that, what you think of as the main part of the movie. It takes a while. Mm-hmm.
So we then see that Madeline is driving so erratically. Her car has wipers for her lights. And I'm like,
those tiny little details that you don't really notice the first time or right away. I love it.
Hey, Happy Dino. Good to see you. And yes, it is. You don't notice these things until it's like, were those ever a real thing? I really do want to know.
And she's all over the road. Cars are honking.
She then looks in the mirror. And freaks out, slams on the brakes in the middle of
traffic, and goes jumps out her purse, and there's so much makeup in her purse, and it's all over the place. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then she comes across the ripped up card.
A thing. I'm searching on Google's where headlight wipers, I think. Headlight wipers. Mercedes and Volvo both use this feature, and it worked great for keeping your headlights clear on those slushy nights when your car became covered in road spray.
I thought it
was this shit was actually freaking real.
I thought it was a joke. My whole life, I thought that was just a joke. Oh my god!
Now get this last sentence. While this feature may have been lost on buyers in warmer climates, California, many northern drivers swear by it.
Well, I learned something today.
Yeah. Oh my God, these things were actually real.
That is phenomenal.
And she then grabs the card because she notices the card because she wants to try to reapply and whatnot. But then she notices the card, so she drives. She's like, "What the holy shit, man!" Looking up at this house. So she goes in, and there's this Fabio, hairy-chested muscle man, and I believe Fabio was in this cast of Death Becomes Her. Which one did he play?
Because he probably was just a nameless guy or whatever. They're all called Tom, Dick, and Harry or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. He probably was just a nobody because he didn't hit it big until a few years later, I think.
Yeah, doing all the
something like that. Yeah,
doing all those cheesy sex novels. Fabio, Liesel's bodyguard.
Yeah,
but which one?
Could be any.
She had like 3 or 4 of them.
I don't think any were blonde either, so he's probably hard to recognize.
Oh yeah, he had. Well, let's look at his IMDb. Fabio Lenzoni. Oh, so your last name is Pasta. Good to know. Anyway, IMDb. Let's go there. But this is just so freaking hilarious, man. How many movies were you an actor in, Fabio? And he was born in Milan in 59. That's interesting. So 59, he's as old as my mom.
That is funny.
Well, actually, he's older than my mom.
Older than my mom.
Yeah. Bubble, or dude, is known for Zoolander. Dude, where's my... You were in Dude, where's my... Well, whatever. Dumbbells.
He was just a part of the culture. Like, he was probably in a ton of stuff just as...
He was the Pope in Sharknado 5.
Oh my God. I didn't see 5. That's...
The Pope.
Wow. That might be worth it. That might be worth it just
I
for that
might
alone.
watch that movie now. I might actually watch that movie. If Fabio is the Pope, I might actually watch that movie.
That's what I loved about him, about Fabio, is he never had any problem taking the piss out of himself. He had no problem with that. And I respect those people so much.
I mean, he's been in The Bold and the Beautiful since 93 to 2012. Hollywood Sex Wars. 2011. When did he start acting? When did he start acting? 61. Atlas Against the Cyclops. Baby son of Penelope and Agasandro.
Damn,
he was the baby. This dude has been going since he was a baby, man.
He's paid his dues.
Respect. 1990 was his first major movie that we would know. The Exorcist 3. He plays the angel and he's uncredited. He's an uncredited bystander in The Hard Way, Dangerous Curves TV series. He's uncredited. Death Becomes Her was the first movie that he was credited.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Look what we're learning today. This is great.
Yeah. Liesel's bodyguard is all it says.
There's quite a few of them.
Yeah,
there's probably only like 3 or 4, but it seems like a lot.
Yeah,
because they're all interchangeable.
And he was in Roseanne's TV series as Fabio. This was
I remember that. That was
he was just starting to get on the cover of sex novels.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that episode. He wasn't really in it. It's like, I think it's a joke that like they fantasize each other as somebody else, and she turns Dan into Fabio.
Yeah. I remember he also did that commercial for I Cannot Believe It's Not Butter.
Yep. Oh my God, I remember that. That's
also
very 90s.
Running through the jungle in these Nikes and shit. But oh my God, Sharknado 5. I can't.
That's so funny. So I think we're up to she gets to Liesel's mansion.
Yeah, she gets to Liesel's. She's told to wait here. Elevator. We see the
elevator with the dogs.
Yes, the Dobermans. They have
absolutely
elevator.
Random things that have no purpose, make no sense, but for some reason they just fit in this atmosphere. The elevator opens up and these dogs come out and there's no one there. And they just go off on their own. The dogs have a freaking elevator. Why? Who cares?
Oh, they were called. They were called, and it's an establishment. It's an actual establishing thing because we will later see Bruce Willis use the very same elevator.
I didn't even. Oh my god, it is. I didn't even
because it
realize
has those foot paddles at the
use the
bottom.
dog elevator. Jesus Christ! How did I not even?
I realized that it's like, oh, this is the dog elevator because those foot things that he's using to go up.
By then, it's like you're so involved in the actual action and the story, you don't even notice things like that. I love it. I love when you can watch a movie and find new things all the time.
Yep.
So,
and then
you get there.
We get introduced to Liesel.
I love how you keep saying lethal.
Why could? Yeah, I know. Liesel von Rumen. LVR. I'll just call her LVR or L. How about that? I'll just call her L so I don't keep on saying.
Or the witch, because that's got to be what she is.
Oh, she is 71 years old, and she's played by the absolutely stunning Isabella Rossellini. At that time, she was absolutely stunning. She was stunning in the Merlin movie that I saw.
And that's the thing too, is that it's one thing to be jealous of like the young hot chicks. But I look at her in this movie and I'm like, Jesus Christ, she's the age I am now. Oh my God, that's not fair.
I know, right?
That's not fair.
Shut up, Jack. Unless you're actually going to wake him up and get him to get in the chat, that would be freaking hilarious.
I want to see Lethal in that outfit she wears.
Oh my God. Somebody clip that because that would we then need that. We need freaking Skirmitar to do a clip some Death Becomes Her and freaking put Lethal as Liesel von Rumen. That would just be so freaking hilarious, man.
Lethal in a beaded, I don't even know what that is she's wearing.
Yeah, Isabella Rossellini did a lot of skin in this movie. She didn't show anything explicit.
Well, unfortunately, those naked butt shots are not her.
Yeah, she did, but you see side boob a lot on her.
You see a lot of side boob. I will admit that I've looked at that beaded top thing and wondering how she's not showing any like
nipple,
even areola. Like, how is that possible? But hey,
flesh tape.
Well, and there's a lot of special effects already. I suppose that wouldn't be that hard to get them out, but.
And she's talking to, or we see the liver. This is where we get into the bad CGI with the potion.
Yeah.
Because that potion is just water with some pink, fizzy looking weird shit in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we see the good CGI, which is the skin blending, which shows the liver spots disappearing. And she stabs her with a knife. She's like, watch. I mean,
I love that that the whole build up to it, like Liesel's pitch is perfect. She knows exactly what to say to her. And it's so interesting. The stuff she says is so dark and nihilistic and like.
She plays on her vanity.
Exactly. She knows exactly what to say to her. And I think yes, she tells her the price first. Yeah. And she laughs it off. We don't get to see the price, which I think is so much better that we have no idea what it actually cost her. But it must have been insane because this woman is rich and she's just like, haha, okay, yeah, whatever, no thanks.
The sordid detail of coin.
Yes. Yeah.
And she's like, it's more than just coin.
Right. Like we don't even see what exactly it is. And but it's got to be an insane amount of money because even she's willing to walk away from. She sees what this woman looks like at 70, or who says she's 71 years old, and she's willing to walk away from that because it's that much money.
Yeah, and she then shows her the amount. She's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." Then she does the hand thing, and she's like, "Will you take a check?" Of course. It's like it's fine. That easy.
So it's and then she gives her the potion, and that's my favorite parts right there.
Yeah, we see her take the potion, and then she's like, "Now a warning! Now a warning!
A warning!" Yes. The way she delivers that line is just amazing. Yep. She has a great comedic delivery. Honestly, some of her lines from this and from She-Devil are just so much fun to just to say.
Isabella Rossellini and also Meryl Streep. I mean, these actors were so freaking great. Isabella
They're killing
Rossellini,
it.
like, or I'm gonna simp on her for a little bit. When I saw her
You can
in,
simp on Isabella Rossellini for sure.
I saw her in Merlin. She's actually not, or they don't really show her as her most beautiful in that, but they actually do a very, because she gets horribly scarred in it,
Is
where
she like?
She plays Merlin's girlfriend,
Is
and
that Nimue? Is that who she
yes,
is?
Nimue,
Okay.
Nimue, and she gets burned by the dragon, and he couldn't stop it.
I
And
haven't
then
seen that in so long.
I'm thinking about actually adding it to my digital library because it's like that movie is just so great. Sam Neill freaking
He's always
killed
ace.
that movie, man.
Always.
Killed it in a good way, folks.
Yes.
But Isabella Rossellini, her voice is just so unique. She has an incredible voice.
Yes,
And
she really does.
And it's like, holy crap, I can't get over that. Her voice is just so well. They call her an enchantress in this movie, or they label her as an enchantress in the descriptions and whatnot. And it's like she does kind of have an enchanting voice. She has a voice that is very unique.
Exactly. I see. I'm super self-conscious about my voice because I feel like it's really low for a woman, and I hate the way it sounds. And it's like you listen to someone like her, it's like, okay, well, you can work that.
Like a real life person or version of the potion in the 90s. My God, so many people look like shit while others look like they haven't aged at all. Right? I mean, freaking I don't know what Tom Cruise is doing to himself, but clearly it's working.
I think it's the people who do the plastic surgeries but don't overdo them.
Yeah.
You can do it just subtly enough. Because, I mean, you look at someone like Tom Cruise or Keanu, it's like, you look at them as they are now, you're like, oh my God, he's not aged. But you look at them, like, yes, obviously they have.
Yeah, you can see that they've aged, but they've aged well, like a fine
It's about
wine.
aging well, honestly. It's letting it happen, taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
But also letting things happen that you cannot stop.
Exactly. And she's like, you cannot let this become public. Mm-hmm. Also, you can have 10 years of unchanged beauty, do movies and whatnot again, but after that time, you have to disappear from the public forever. Yep. And she looks at her, she's like, what? And she's like, what the fuck? Mm. And she's like, otherwise people will ask questions. You could fake your own phony death or anything and whatnot. And it's like, okay, well, she then goes, she's about to leave.
I love that setup, by the way, just so that for what comes later.
Yeah, it really is a setup for it. And we then see her go to the mirror and she kind of looks downtrodden until her face actually.
I love that.
You barely notice the transition of her face going young.
You don't notice it until it's done.
Exactly.
It's so great.
I mean,
it's just like aging normally. You look at a picture of yourself, 15 years apart. It's obvious, but you don't see it every day as it's happening. And it's just like that, but backwards. And it's so great because it could have been over the top. It could have been goofy and corny, and it was so subtle. And you're all of a sudden like, just like her, like, what? Oh my God.
I mean, to draw a comparison, and I will use Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, where Theoden de-aged or is dispelled, and his aging reversed from this decrepit old man to his current state, or to his current before he got cursed state, where you can see the changes, the step by steps there. But in this movie, freaking or like 10 years prior, or because they were all shot at the same time in 99. So actually, no, that's actually 7 years prior, 7 to 8 years prior. You have CGI that actually looks better than a Lord of the Rings film.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit.
And I love the rest of it too. The rest of her transformation, like the
I could have sworn those were. I think those were actually practical because her ass just lifts itself.
Yep, tightens and lifts, and then I know the boobs. Tuck. I know the boobs were it's actually just someone standing behind her and reaching underneath and just lifting them up.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't know that until recently because I didn't know if they did that with computers or what or with I don't know. I think they had a bra that was supposed to be used, but it didn't work.
yeah.
So yeah, but it looks so good.
Yeah, and then she looks at the one of the Fabio looking guys, and she's like, "I'm a girl."
Shh.
And he's like, "Okay, now go out and enjoy your life." And so she's heading back. All the while, Goldie Hawn, Helen has shown up at the house looking for Madeline.
I
She's not
love it.
there.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
thank God! She just tosses her freaking umbrella. Oh, thank
Madeline, I
God!
must speak to Madeline. She's not here. Oh, thank God. Like she's all
Yeah,
that
and
practicing doesn't even matter.
yeah, she tries or she plays the seduction game with
Mm-hmm.
or with Ernest, and
Ernest.
she's like
Mm-hmm.
trying to, or she pulls the whole subliminal messaging thing.
Oh, she's the
Back then,
queen
I
of
couldn't say
manipulation.
sexual,
Yep.
sensual,
It says it over
sexy,
and over. Yep.
sex, and it's like,
She's overwhelming him
how?
entirely.
Yeah, I mean, this dude is just so freaking easy.
He is. He's absolutely completely malleable. They both know it and they both do it. But she is. I think Helen gets the trophy though for the best manipulation.
Oh
She is
yeah,
she is the queen.
she is indeed. Man, she's got Sith Lord level manipulation.
Right. And then it's what she convinces him.
Yeah,
I think does she start with the plan? I think.
yeah. She's like,
Oh, she convinces him that he can't divorce Madeline because
yeah.
she'd
It's like,
take
are
all his
you kidding?
money.
A divorce in California? That's exactly what she wants.
You have no talent for poverty.
Yeah. I mean, she is the most evil in this scene, and I love it. And I say evil because of she is manipulating him in the worst ways.
Yeah. Yes, deliciously
Because she
evil.
also wants to destroy Madeline.
That's
And
what it's
so,
about. Always
yeah.
it's about Madeline.
And this movie is basically the perfect cautionary tale of vanity and obsession and why they are not good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, this is the most anti-Hollywood movie ever.
It is, honestly.
I mean, if
And I
you
don't even know
think
if they
about
see
it,
it.
if you think about it, this is the most anti-Hollywood movie ever.
Well, because it's these people.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's I always thought that the scenes that where they act out the plan that she's telling are so good.
and I absolutely love. Now, they could have done this with or with Bruce Willis when she's like, we'll say that there's this car that was just swerving too close to the edge, and then he goes ahead and says it.
Yes.
In the not so much of a flashback, but a theory back.
Yeah, like a story. It's like
or
a
flash
like
theory.
A story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a flash theory. And they freaking liquor up the car. This car is stained with some brown shit all over it. I don't know if it's shit, but it's just stained all over I don't know. I'm guessing it's flammable material because of obvious reasons. And you see freaking Goldie Hawn just going to town with all the liquor bottles.
Yeah, it's a smile on her face. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Well, I love too how him saying, you know, him doing the phone call in the story, in the proposed story. It's kind of a really good way of showing that he is into this. He's he's right there, ready to agree to it.
Yeah,
because she's got him wrapped around her finger.
Which is essentially actually a good way of describing it, because we then see later on in the death scene where the other guy's like, just another drunk driver. It's in her voice, and the other one checking the alcohol level, or her blood alcohol level, lifts up a fried hand with a freaking busted bottle.
0.40. She had it coming.
Yep. It's like 0.40. She had it coming. It's like, bitch had it coming.
Oh my God. And
it's like, and then we'll finally be free.
Oh, but he pulls back at that last second, like, this is crazy, we can't. And she's just like, she's killing you.
It's self-defense. Like, oh,
she's got him now. Yep,
self-defense. And I absolutely love it, because then Madeline comes home. Now, I do love that when they're going through the scenario, Madeline does look aged up still. she doesn't look like she's been de-aged yet because, well, obviously they haven't put that together.
Right.
That's
They don't
actually good
know.
attention to detail.
It is. It's so good. I love that when they take the time to really think about it, because you can tell they knew their own story, and
Yeah, Zemeckis
they
and the writers.
they were all involved in it instead of just this person does this and this person does this, and it gets put together like a puzzle later, and you cram things in to make it work. That's great detail that you don't really think about all the time. She looks old in that story, even though she's had the thing done, because they don't know she has.
Yep. And I also like how that when she comes home, you see Madeline, or you see Helen just leaving out of the gate, just walking out of the gate. Like, okay, now I just got to wait for shit to happen.
Yep.
And, well, shit doesn't exactly happen the way it's supposed to.
If you want something done, you do it your damn self.
Exactly. And so Bruce Willis, he's like, we need to talk, because she's reveling in her de-age and whatnot. Right. She gets into a nice, sexy outfit.
Care less about him.
She's ready to go out and have a night out in town. But, well, he shows up. We need to talk. Oh, just have a drink and go to bed, honey. And then he's like, yeah,
You'd
that's
like
what you would love.
you?
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Me drinking myself into an early grave, and she's just barely listening. You changed your hair? What an eye.
What an eye.
And then she actually I know that she's saying this to basically piss him off when she calls him flaccid, and they're having the whole thing where she's like, I actually need a real man. I mean, maybe I would have a lot better luck with your clients.
At least I'd be getting something stiff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, damn, woman, you're actually talking about necrophilia just to piss this dude off.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And it's just so funny because Helen doesn't realize that he's not like her. She's got him wound up. Like, if she hadn't done this or proposed this or something, she'd planned this a little bit better,
he would have just took it.
He would have just took it, and she would have gone, and that would have been it. But it's, he's just too hyped up now.
Yeah.
And he's thinking like her. Oh my God, all the flaccid with the things she does with her tongue.
Yep. Flaccid. Soft and hanging loosely or limply, especially so as to look or feel unpleasant. Perfect definition for this. But then he just turns around and he freaking lays into it, choking her, getting ready to kill her. And she's like, holy shit. She's like, please. And he's like, you think you would just take this forever, bitch?
And then finally he realizes what he's done. He's pulled back. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And her hanging on the stairs with the heels and everything, just kind of just floating there, waiting.
With arms
like, hurry, wimp.
Yep.
And then that tips him over. It's like, push.
Boop. Everyone just goes one step too far all the time.
Yep.
It's agonizing, isn't it? The way she goes down the stairs.
Yes, you actually where it actually shows her neck get twisted,
snap and
is
twist.
Completely digital, but it works.
So many stairs, and I feel like the fall lasts for like 45 seconds.
Yeah,
like
it really does.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean, those are some pretty good stairs, but not that long.
No, it just feels like it goes on forever, and she's tumbling and these marble stairs, and you hear all these bones cracking, and it's just like, holy shit. Yeah. And now it's like it feels like the movie really starts.
This is where it does ramp up. And he places a call. She's still lying dead. And he calls and it's like, Helen, it's me, Ernest Menville.
Ernest Menville.
It's like, I'm pretty sure she knows who you are.
And he just babbles on for forever. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I just had this feeling inside me. She was saying the most awful things, and he just goes off, and then there's like this beat, and she's just like, exactly which part of the plan were you unclear on?
Yeah, I know. It's like, we went over it 3 times. Ernest. 3 times.
I love when you can hear her getting frustrated with him, but pulling it back because she knows she can't push him too far. She knows how far to go, but she's so frustrated. And the whole time that they're talking and trying to figure out how to make this work, you just see Madeline
subtle movements in the back. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now that's the wonderful thing. It doesn't cut to her twitching.
No.
You see it in the full wide shot.
You have to know it's coming. You eventually, if you don't know it's coming, you eventually notice it. Yeah. All of a sudden, she's in the back, blurred out, and it's like, oh my, it's so good.
And then she gets up, and the walking backward because her neck is 180'd. Ernest.
What?
You pushed me down the stairs.
His scream.
And he screams such like a little
Not even
girl.
a scream. It's not even a scream. It's a shriek. He
Yeah.
shrieks. It's so amazing. You don't expect that noise to come out of Bruce Willis, out of jacked up, diehard Bruce Willis. You don't expect it. It's a literal shriek, and he's just running backwards. Don't talk to me. Don't even look at me or talk to me.
Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't think of me. Don't do anything.
She's trying to walk around, not realizing her fucking head is on backwards.
I know. It's like you're not even realizing you're walking backwards. And she's stepping over the thing. She wants to call 911, right? Right? You fucking don't even know the number to 911.
My ass. I can see my ass. Oh my god, his is better though when he goes, there is something really wrong with your neck too.
Yeah, and she's like, I think I need to go to the hospital. He slams into the back of a fucking ambulance. She's on death's door.
He's screaming it, and everyone's just like, what the hell? Because she's walking fine. She looks absolutely fine. And he's just losing his mind.
And then the doctor comes in. He's on death's door. Well, let me determine.
And he's
that.
just he thinks he's just like freaking normal, out for no reason. It's fine. Yeah. Yep, you're fine.
And she's like, so what happened? I fell down the stairs. She looks at Ernest.
Glares at him. Oh my god.
You son of a bitch. She has the fucking thermometer in her mouth, and he checks her wrist, and it's my wrist.
She's bending it all the way back, and he's like, this doesn't hurt. I tell you, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, what? My neck.
He takes the coat off her neck.
Yeah, he looks the neck, and he just backs off, and he's like, oh, God, yeah, I see what you're talking about there now. And he throws away a stethoscope.
He checks the thermometer, and
it's 80 degrees.
Shakes it. He shakes it a couple of times. He uses a stethoscope. He kind of smacks it, and to test it.
He throws away the first stethoscope because it's obviously not working, and he's using the other one. You also don't have a heartbeat. And
no, your heart stopped beating.
Yeah, your heart's not beating, and I'll be right back.
The beat, there's those silent beats in between that, where he's like, your heart stopped beating, and Ernest is just like, so what the hell does that mean? Exactly. I'm gonna go, and he leaves, and she's just like, what are you gonna do?
And she's like, what? He's like, you're in violation of every law of nature known to man.
I violated what?
Wait, what? You violated every law of nature. And you're
like, dead.
You're dead, but you're talking to me. I gotta go get somebody.
And he leaves.
And then she faints.
Passes out.
Yeah, she just passes out, and it's like, it's almost as if her knowing it, because she heard that very same thing before.
Yeah.
Her knowing it causes her to freaking just
right. Oh my god! When he's just running through the hospital, the whole scene, and just
the dude, the soccer guy, the guy in the the tennis get up,
the knees, the
bloody knees, bloody elbows, and it's like, what the fuck?
What is the reason we're seeing this? I don't understand it, but it works. It's working for me. And then oh my god,
like, where the hell are all the doctors at? Well, there's a flat line in the next room over. Oh, the doctor is dead.
It's their doctor that had a heart attack.
Dude literally meets dead woman and completely just heart attacked out.
Oh my god.
Checked out. And it's like, you made the greatest discovery known to man. Dead.
I think what happens next is up there in my favorite scenes of this whole movie. Just because.
Where is she?
Just take some time to grieve, sir. It's okay. Yeah. No, where is she?
Where is she? They took her to the morgue, sir. She's dead.
The morgue?
She's gonna be serious. That is so freaking great.
That is the best line, and he delivers it so well. He sounds just completely unhinged when he says it. And it's so funny because we know it's absolutely true. Yeah. And it makes perfect sense because of what we know, but he just looks like a lunatic.
He goes down to the morgue level, and as he's walking, you see 3 nuns gliding across the floor.
Again,
I'm like, That is just so well freaking thought up.
Just like the dogs. It doesn't mean anything to us, but
no, it honestly doesn't.
It adds to the atmosphere and the situation, but we don't know what it means, but it doesn't really matter. It's just to be creepy and weird. And
because they're not walking.
No, they're floating.
They're freaking gliding along. It's like, what did you put these nuns on?
And why are they coming from the morgue?
I know. Last rites, I'm guessing.
I don't know. It's so bizarre. Oh my god, yes. And then he has to find her and go through the. Oh my god.
He opens up the morgue with the like almost twisted fascination, and he's like, "No, don't get it, honey. This is the first thing this has ever happened to a human. Don't you see? It's a miracle!" Lifting up his hands with the lightning and everything. It's like Frankenstein.
She knows it's not. She knows it's not. She knows what's happening.
And she's also already starting to discolor because she's dead and she was in the morgue freezing. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And
he's completely forgotten about Helen at this point.
Yeah. And Helen's at the house looking in there in her about to like cat burglar get up.
Oh yes, her gear.
Yeah, and she's and she sees him. She then follows, or she almost gets hit by his car as he's backing out.
Yes, she has to roll away.
Yeah,
she has to roll away from the back tire.
No, actually, it stops at the last second.
Oh my gosh.
The back of the car is literally over her.
Yes. Yeah, the back of the car goes over her, and the tire almost goes over her. She like rolls a tiny bit to avoid the tire, but she's still under the car.
Yeah, and so she then follows him. He's getting all sorts of like formaldehyde and painting stuff and whatnot. And he starts painting her, and it's like, "Damn, Meryl, you actually look pretty good. Still do. Got a good one." Oh my
god! And the phone keeps ringing, and he rips it out of the wall. I can't work without you.
I can't deal with this distraction. Rips the damn phone out. And it's like, that's probably Helen calling, like, where the fuck are you?
And it's kind of weird because you get this impression that he's like in his element right now. Like, not that he's enjoying this, but he's got a purpose and he's feeling it.
And so he's looking at all these different flesh colors. He's like, "Oh, now we gotta, or just stay still, honey."
Oh, the eye.
And she's just like, "Oh," and he's like,
"You don't even see it.
Still, now
you don't even see what it." You don't even see what he's done, but it's like the highlights of your eyes are completely imbalanced. You want people to stare?
I know, right? And it's like, well, for more vain people, yeah, absolutely, they want him to stare. But anyway, so he has to go because he's out of freaking paint and other shit. So he's going down, and there's this like, or there's Helen with the shovel,
standing there
with this red veil over her face and a black hat, and he's like, "Oh god!" Scares the hell out of it.
Scream! Oh my god, the scream again, and she just drops all the shovels.
It's like, "Oh, Helen, hi."
Where is she? And he's like completely forgotten. You can tell he's completely forgotten the whole thing.
Yep. And so she's upstairs resting peacefully. And they start arguing about it, and she's listening because you could see her hand
up on the pillar.
Thing. And then
she doesn't rip it. She doesn't rip it until she goes over all her flaws. She was a man eater. She was
a man eater, and she was a bad actor.
And that's when she goes. That's pissed
right down the damn thing.
She'll take everything else. She'll take all the other insults she's got, but not bad actress.
And she was a bad actor. And that's when she comes down. She's like, "You can go. Okay, she can come down here. She's still alive, and she could kiss you on your what?
On a what? It's alive."
Yeah, I mean, she's like, "Holy shit!" And she's like,
heard she's heard her admit to Madeline's heard them admit to the whole plan.
Yep. And so she leaves the room. And so then Bruce,
"Are you angry, darling?"
Yeah, "Are you angry, darling?" Oh, she's more than angry. So you hear the creaking at the side where he looks off screen, and I absolutely love it. He's like,
"Yes,
and it's like,
yes."
What? Because you see a gun missing.
Yeah.
I just want you to know, Hal, you brought this on yourself.
Boom!
And you see freaking...
He shrieks again.
Helen! fucking hilarious. She flies back into
the fountain. Oh my god.
I mean, it's like, this is how you know that these people have absolutely no idea how strong these weapons are.
And the comedy in this, oh my god, when he runs over, he checks her pulse. Yeah, she has a gaping hole through her whole midsection. He checks her pulse. She's dead. She is.
She is. Helen, that was brutal. That was horrible. She's like, oh, why do you gotta spoil the
moment?
Yeah. And he's freaking out. He's like, did you ever think about the place, Helen? You could do life in prison. Especially, that's not exactly good for a person in your condition. He's freaking out. And she's like, oh, really? And what happens when they come here? They find me dead on the floor, not breathing.
Oh yeah, she threatens him because he won't help bury Helen.
Yeah, and it's like, so what do you think they're going to do to a Republican in jail in California?
Soft, bald, overweight Republicans in prison. Yeah. I'll get the shovels, dear.
I'll get the shovels, dear. It's like, oh, well, okay. So Democrats are the living dead in Hollywood. Got it.
I think that was pretty. I think that was pretty spot on, actually, for that. Yes, for sure.
If only they knew that 40 years later, or roughly 40 years later.
Oh God!
Holy crap! Most of these celebrities, except for Goldie and Bruce, actually, because Bruce is now. I don't know if he's enjoying his retirement, but he is retired.
I hope he's having the best life he can possibly have right now. Because I know he's having some health problems, wasn't it?
He had to quit acting because he's
I forget what it was he had.
He can't say things properly.
Yeah,
he's slurring and whatnot. Yeah. It's not dementia. It's
dementia. It's something else. But yeah.
But yeah, man, when he announced
hopefully
that he's retiring.
He's just enjoying his time. And
yes.
I don't know if he's got grandbabies or anything yet, but hopefully.
Oh, he's got grandkids.
Does he got grandbabies?
He's got grandkids.
So hopefully he's just enjoying himself. So
he does. He deserves his retirement. So Bruce,
he's fabulous. I love Bruce so much. It's
not. I don't think it's Alzheimer's or Dan Blackroyd.
No, I forget what it was exactly, but it was something else. But
let me look it up.
I love Bruce Willis so much, and it's funny because he reminds me of my dad. Not necessarily in how he looks, although in this actually he looks pretty close to how my dad looked in the 90s. But like just the mannerisms and just the sense of humor and everything, it just reminds me of my dad. So I can't help but love the guy.
He has aphasia,
a
language disorder caused by damage to the areas of the brain responsible for expression and comprehension. Thing is,
right.
I'm actually heading toward that area myself. Because there are times that I can't even remember a word that I'm trying to say. And it's like, what the hell? I can't even remember simple words like blue. I can't remember simple words like bathroom or stuff like that. And it's like, it's not as prevalent for me.
Right.
But it's where I'm noticing it.
That sounds
it's like
really,
very early.
Really frustrating.
So when I get older, it's probably I'm heading probably the same way as Bruce Willis. Yikes. So yeah. But anyway, enough of the darkness. Back to the darkness.
Back to the super darkness.
Yeah.
Back to the existential nihilism.
Yeah. So now they're getting the stuff ready. And Goldie Hawn stands up.
I love this, as she's doing it. It's just like with Madeline. They're talking, but it's just like Madeline is just giddy. She's just chattering away how happy she is.
Turns her the sideways turn with the water cascading out of the hole. That is some of the best freaking special effects.
So good.
And it's like
to this
there's
day.
A hole in my stomach.
Oh my God. She stands up and she goes, Ernest. She said, look at me. Just look at me. I'm soaking wet.
Yeah, there's something else wrong with your blouse too, honey.
I have
a hole in my stomach.
And I love the choices that they made too, because they talked about originally they had made it a lot grosser. Like you could see like sinew and viscera and stuff in there, and it was a little bit too far, and they pulled it back to just make it like super cartoony. And I think it's just right there where it should be. It was a perfect choice.
Actually, at one angle, you could see 3 ribs.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yep.
But and he's just, it's another miracle. no, it isn't.
No, it ain't because as she's talking about it, you see Helen putting it, or you see Madeline putting it together.
Yes, you can see her clock onto it right there. Wait,
and she looks at her own pen. She looks
at her pen.
Oh, I know what's going on. She finds the pen. Oh, how do you know about that? I did, or I took it to. When did you take it? October 26, 1985.
And did you catch that date?
Yeah.
You recognize the date?
October 26th.
That's the day Marty McFly went back to 1955.
Right, because this is a Zemeckis film.
This is a Zemeckis film.
This is a Zemeckis film. October 26th,
and I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Busy day.
Yeah.
I love little touches
going back
like
to
that.
1955, and
the same day Helen's taking the potion.
Goldie Hawn's taking a potion. What else went on in 1985, folks, on October 26th?
I saw someone on Twitter say it was something to do with the Goonies. Like that was the day of the Goonies adventure. I'm not positive. I'm not positive for sure, but that would be really funny if it was, because I don't think Zemeckis had anything to do with that.
No. Well, did Zemeckis? Who directed?
That was I know it. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed that I don't know it now.
Richard Donner.
Damn it. I knew it. It was right at the tip of my brain.
Yeah. And so we get the worst choreographed shovel fight.
Oh my! See, that's the thing about fights, is that when normal people fight, it's awkward as hell.
Yeah,
and movies never get that.
The celebrity. I don't think you've ever seen. I've seen celebrity death matches. I've seen actual celebrities throw punches in real life. I've actually seen real fights between celebrities. But this was shovels, because Helen
like
picks
swords.
up the shovel and tosses it to her. Yeah. Smacks her with the shovel.
Bitch.
I just got this fixed.
Damn, I just fixed it. I love it. They're going at it, and Ernest is just done.
I'll just be upstairs.
I'm just upstairs, and you go upstairs. You see their shadows on the wall, like super giant, and Helen's has the hole in it in the shadow. Oh
so
my god! So
you know who's who.
Yes,
they're yelling at each other, ripping into each other verbally and whatnot, and he's just
letting
walking
out
up
everything,
into
letting
his room.
out their entire life
of
grievances.
Just fucking done. Yeah, and then they start, or Helen manages to slice off the tip of
Madeline's shovel.
Madeline's
she just has the handle.
Like,
so she chucks it through the hole, and then realizes she has no weapon.
No. Oh, damn. It goes through the hole. Yes. What? No. Oh, damn.
This is pointless.
I just love that reaction. All three beats of it.
Oh. Yeah, and then they decide to, like, they start talking it out. They stop the fighting, and they go back to, like, all the way back.
We can't even feel pain. Can't feel pain.
Nails her head goes down into her neck.
It's like this. And I'm not going to talk to you until you put your head on straight.
Just to pull it off. Oh my god.
It's like,
it's so camp. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And she's trying to put her hair over the neck to kind of hide it.
Yep. And then you also see Goldie Hawn sit on the couch with the shovel, with the shovel handle.
With the handle right through her.
Yeah, and it's like, fine. I
said you were cheap.
I said you were cheap.
I hurt you on purpose.
So what are you do?
And then suddenly they're at Ernest's door, just like,
yep. The final. We talked it over, and it's so
we're
good.
Best friends.
Also,
again.
Helen has this collar thing to keep her neck up,
keep her head up,
and freaking Goldie Hawn is literally looking like death becomes her, because she is so pale. Her eyes are just so insanely white blue.
Yes, because she's lost all her blood, and she's oh my god.
And he's like, "Could you fix this, please?
Please." Oh, and they're together against him. Yeah. Oh my god, he stands no chance.
He's like, "I'm leaving," because he's leaving. He's pulling down his dartboard, which he never got a single scalpel in.
Yeah. Yeah, he's ready. Yeah, he's ready to leave. When I'm done, I leave. You don't ask about me. You don't talk to me. You don't ever think about me ever again.
You don't ever think
and they're
about me.
fine.
And they're fine. They're like,
I have no problem with that. Do you? Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Because it's done. It was never about him. I mean, never. And then they realize that, oh shit, this is going to keep happening. We're going to need him.
And I love how Goldie Hawn looks absolutely freaking. It's like
she is fire.
You should be on a fucking one of those cheesy sex novels from the 90s in that getup, girl.
Yeah, that's
Goldie Hawn, freaking hot in that getup. Just saying, not gonna lie, I'm a guy.
I'm a girl, and I can admit it. I mean, damn.
Yeah, I mean, and also, Meryl looked pretty good too. But then she actually literally just pulls the she's like, wait, you got a little something here. Rip.
Ooh, probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it's a little wet too. Their skin's starting to slough off.
I'm peeling.
I'm peeling. Well, maybe we get Ernest to help it, and it's like,
well, even he's never gonna. He wants to leave. You know, he said that, and even if we
gotta respect it.
Yeah, well, even if he stays, he's not gonna live forever.
Yeah. He needs to take the potion. And so they tried. They're like, well, how do we get? Well, we can't stop him from living. We got to respect that.
And then Helen goes right to her old standby.
Yeah, we'll drug him. And I
want to know how many people she's drugged for various things, because it feels like this is her go-to.
I mean, and they bring him the biggest
thing.
Scotch glass.
Scotch, yes.
Scotch.
It looks like a pint glass. I don't know. It's huge.
I mean, folks, there's enough of it to fit this freaking Stein here.
That's bigger than that.
Yeah, way bigger than that. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Shrink it down and widen it out. And we brought you some breakfast.
And you can see he's set. He's determined. What he says, my taxi here,
yes,
and like he doesn't even want to take it. He doesn't want to take it. He just absentmindedly picks it up, and he's talking and talking. He's got this whole manifesto he's going through.
Promise.
And they're not even listening to him. They're watching him slop this booze all over the place because he's just waving, gesticulating all over, and they're not even listening to him.
Yeah. And he's talking about how he's kept his promise. He's like, I should have left this place 5 years ago, but I didn't. And you want to know why? Because I made a promise, and by God's sake, I kept that promise like an idiot. And you even did on Twitter.
You know the kind of they call a guy the man who keeps his promises no matter what it costs him. No, an idiot. So now I'm gonna be the kind of idiot I want to be.
Yep. And he's like, and that's it, man. And they said it to everyone. To death do us part. He's sloshing this drink all over
everywhere.
I was trying to find that clip on YouTube. I can't, because I was going to turn it into a GIF, folks. I make GIFs on Giphy. And
I'll get it from my DVD and I'll send it. I'll see if I can send it to you.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God, because that would have been perfect, and I could easily just till death do us part.
And he's
sloshing that drink,
slopping it all over. He's got one drink left,
and he's like, and you know what? I drink too much. Pours it out, and he has enough sense to set the damn glass down.
And the way they look at each other, this split second look at each other, and she grabs the vase and
cracks him on the head. What? I love that. What? Smash again.
Oh my God! And they can grab him, keep him from falling down those same stairs. Oh my gosh!
They pull him back and let him fall forward. He wakes up in a freaking monkey suit,
and he gets the full lethal.
Oh yeah, he gets body double lethal, naked ass lethal, and Isabella Rizzolini he gets to see everything of her.
Do you know what's interesting in this scene though? I don't know if you notice it too, but I feel like she was rushing the pitch.
She was, because she was she had a party upstairs.
She had a party to go to, and she didn't recruit him. She didn't invite him. This wasn't her choice.
But she knew what to say too.
She knew what to say, but I feel like she actually almost had him. She had him right till the end, and then she lost him
forever. And it's like, wait, what?
To someone who's been miserable for so much of his life, that doesn't sound so good.
Now, get this: she doesn't know how to handle this.
No one's ever questioned it.
And she's like, wait, what? But you'll live forever.
No one's ever questioned it before. This is new to her.
This is absolutely, and it's like, are you sure you're only 71?
And probably, but think about this. She carefully vets her clients. It's a very select group. Remember, yep. She carefully chooses these people. The people she chooses are the ones who would never turn it down, who'd have no reason to turn it down. This guy is, I mean, for lack of a better term, he's a civilian.
Yeah,
he's not one of their club. He's not one of the group. So it would never occur to her that someone wouldn't want to live forever. Of course, I feel like maybe more people would have turned it down had they known like the fine print.
Yeah. Now a warning.
Now a warning. But she almost has him.
Sempre Viva. It's like, what does? Or actually, let's look. It
means live. It means live forever or forever life, something like that.
Okay. Meaning.
Like she had him, but she just
Sempre Viva, always alive.
Always alive, yeah.
Spanish.
Okay. Like she almost has him and he's got it to his mouth and she just goes one step too far and that's it. And he's the whole thing, what if I get bored? Who am I gonna hang out with? Madeline and Helen? And he's just like visibly disgusted.
I know.
You know, you'll never grow old. And he's like, yeah, everyone around me will. I have to watch everyone I care about die around me. That's a nightmare. And then
this isn't a dream. This isn't a gift. This is a nightmare.
He pushes it one step too far. When he's like, you people have all got to be stopped. And it's like, dude, that's not the right thing to say.
Yep. So Isabella Rossellini is actually, I should have guessed that, Rome, Italy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's a true, genuine Roman. And and I love it. He's like, after him, let him go. He won't get far. Not at his age. And it's a funny line, but she delivers it so darkly and perfectly.
Exactly. It's funny, but she is so like, it's so like
she gives away that evil.
She say that, not at his age. Like
not at his age.
Although he gives them a run for their money.
Indeed.
do the Fabio clones? I don't think they even get close to him.
Nope.
No, he takes the dog elevator.
Yeah,
and goes up to the roof.
He gets into the party.
Oh, that's right. He gets into the party. Oh, the party is so great.
And you also see Chagall back, and he's like, "Now I need to reiterate some rules. Some of you don't go public with your
popping up in public just to get the few headlines. I'm not naming names.
Say who or not naming names.
Who you are." And
it's fucking Elvis. And I'm like,
I don't suppose man. I just have some fun.
Just want to have some fun.
I see Marilyn Monroe's hanging on his arm, and and it's like James Dean is there.
I mean, all these actors and people who are dead are freaking part of this damn thing.
Part of the club.
And he's just squeezing through, and you see Helen and Madeline are get him, and they're like, "Oh, well, Lisa's gonna be here soon. Everybody needs to lock the room down."
I don't think she gave him the good stuff.
Yeah. Oh wait, he still has the potion.
So they follow him onto the roof, and he's trying to get away. Yeah,
he's trying to get away. The dogs chase him.
Yes, the dogs chase him, and he's on the roof, and like the girls, they scream his name, and it distracts him, and he slips. And he's caught on a drain pipe.
Yeah, he gets caught on a gutter.
His suspenders.
Where his suspenders are holding him up. They're like, take the potion. That way you can put yourself back together again.
It's the only way you'll survive. And they have him. Again, they have him. He's going to do it. I love, oh my God, I love Madeline. You can see her. She wants to scream. She stops herself a few times. Like, drink it. Like, she's trying to pull herself back and trying to stay sweet. It's so hard for her. She hates him so much. Do it. What she says is, you have to.
You have to.
And that's what, and he's like,
stops him again.
Fuck that.
We need you.
We need you. And that's when he
own.
Finally realizes they don't care about him. And they never did. It was always each other and themselves. And he's finally willing to say, I'll die first before I go on like this.
Yeah. And he drops it. You hear it smash. He looks up with them, smiles as the damn thing snaps.
And down he goes.
And he actually screams. And the top of the that roof is actually Sistine Chapel art.
Yes, the creation of Adam.
Yep.
Like
and he crashes through it.
I love it because it's so symbolic. The start of everything, the start of life, creation.
Yep.
His life is starting now. And I love that. And into the pool, and Jim Morrison and some chick are off to the side, like getting ready to go skinny dipping, and they're just like, dude, are you gonna be done soon? Oh yeah,
I'm gonna be done.
Very soon. And he just stumbles away, wet and bleeding, and oh my god,
steals some dude's spider and just drives off.
Yes, gone. So
it's very important that you bring it back here.
And they just and they didn't know him at all. They thought he'd go home for some reason.
No,
and they missed him.
Booked out, man.
Boosted. I love that. I love it so much. And then they're just sitting down and just
up.
Well, they're sitting down and just like, well, we'll just have to take care of each other then. I'll paint your ass, you paint mine.
And they're laughing hysterically, and then they start crying because they realize just how long that's going to be.
Forever.
And then jump 37 years later. We're at a church, and it's Ernest Melville's funeral. And there's all these people there.
Did you see the king?
Yep.
The king is there's a king in the audience, guy with a crowd and everything.
And this dude, and he's going on to do some great stuff.
There's all these pictures of him climbing mountains and skiing and all these humanitarian things. And it's like.
And he's done all this humanitarian stuff. Now, folks, from 1992, 37 years later, is 2029. The year that John Connor sent Kyle Reese back to fight the Terminator. In 1985. 1984.
Yeah.
But John Connor's born in 85, so anyway.
There you go. Exactly.
But we're seeing all this, and then we see these two women in the back, all in black and hidden.
Head to toe. You can't see their faces. It's all their veils and everything. Yeah.
But only when they show you up close, you notice that it's Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep. And
I wish I knew what they saw in the program that made them laugh.
I know, right?
It's funnier that we don't know. It would never be as funny as what you're imagining. But it's Madeline sees something and starts giggling. Not even giggling, she's cackling.
They're both cackling, and people are looking back at her.
They're looking around.
So they stop.
They're going on about the Reverend is going on about Ernest's life and everything he did and everything, how
and they get ready to leave.
I love when he talks about, Ernest the storyteller, and we all know his tall tales about the living dead in Beverly Hills.
And that's when they decide to get up and leave.
Yeah, they're walking out, and and then Ernest truly found the secret to eternal life, which is
they actually stopped and turned.
His friends, they're listening now.
His friends, his family, and his loved ones,
eternal youth,
in their
eternal youth, his children and grandchildren, and there's a beat. They're so good with the beats, and this beat, and just Madeline is blah 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 blah.
Then
we talked about this earlier, but I love that they throw in the fact that age 50 is when Ernest's life began. That's when he met his lovely wife and had his 2 sons and 4 daughters.
Very virile, that guy. Man, it's like, dude, he must have just been pumping babies out.
Stop the booze, and he stopped being flaccid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go out, and you see they're walking like Helen's legs don't even bend.
They're very stiff, and they're walking.
Madeline's got like a pop when she walks.
Complaining about losing a can of spray paint.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right, because Helen was crying, and her face started to run, and they couldn't find the spray paint, so they're out there bitching at each other, arguing about.
And then they lift the veils.
Spray paint.
And then they lift the veils.
They're melting.
They're basically crusted up. They're melting, and they're decaying. They're dead.
They're dead, and they got these eyebrows painted on, and their makeup on. Oh my god, they're still trying, and they're just fighting, and then Helen almost goes over the stairs, but then Madeline pulls her back to fight with her a little bit more. It just what is the argument about? Has that ever worked?
Going to the store.
When you has it ever worked when you asked where I last saw something? Yes, when you lost your index finger.
I didn't lose it; it fell off. Well, you're always cracking your knuckle. Then that's when they fall down the stairs, and they fall to pieces.
My legs aren't working. Well, Helen goes over just like Madeline originally, and Madeline's going to help her, and then she just kind of gets this look on her face. And
yeah, she gets a smile.
Helen's
so
not having any of it.
Oh,
She's
fuck
not having
no, you're
any of it. She
coming
grabs
with me,
her,
bitch.
they both go, and they just shatter to pieces on the steps.
And you then hear, before they show the dead pieces, and then they're panning over
the hand with the fingers doing that impatient, like,
yep, like,
yeah, mm-hmm.
It's like,
and her head, Helen's head just rolls in.
Yeah, you see freaking Goldie Hawn's head just. You also hear her head spinning.
Yes, you can hear it.
Yeah, and then it spins in.
Car?
You remember where you parked the car?
Black.
Yeah, roll credits.
What in the hell?
This movie, folks. Oh my! This movie was great. Did it have? What would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, I mean, me personally, I give it 8.5, 9. Honestly, yeah. I mean, very few things that I would actually change. Like maybe some pacing in the beginning. Honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, and I mean the CGI, not all of it is aged very well, but
no,
just the impact of it for what it did. I mean, like without this movie, we don't have Jurassic Park, and people don't understand how important it is. And it's so different, in a good way. This is David Cronenberg, but funny. Yeah. This is body horror. This is us looking at what aging does to us, what nature does to us, what we have to look forward to, but somehow making it hilarious. It's I don't necessarily agree with this theme, but the theme is basically life is pointless. We're all going to die and decay. So let's just have some fun while we're here. That's kind of what he's saying. And it's like, how do you do that but make it a damn comedy?
Yeah.
Like a straight screwball slapstick comedy. It's bizarre.
It really is.
Nothing about it should work, but it works. And the level of detail and care they give to everything, it makes it so good. And the campiness of it all, like good camp is hard to do. I don't like a lot of camp sometimes because it's just over the top. But if you do it just the right way, you get this, where it's like these actors are having a contest to see who can chew up the most scenery. Yep. And they're having a blast, and you can tell.
Yep. And as for me, I always do 3-tier reviews: objective, subjective, and moviegoer.
Yeah, I like that.
Objective, I would give this movie now. I'd probably give this movie about a 7.5 to an 8.
Yeah, that's
the fair. CGI does, you could tell when it's CGI in certain scenes. Mm-hmm. The de-aging is fantastic.
Yes.
The writing is great. The acting is fucking hilarious. But it is the CGI that really knocks it down a few pegs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, subjectively, this movie is a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I can actually forgive some of the CGI, but otherwise it's like just some of your overly bad acting to sell that it's bad acting.
Yes.
Kind of does work it a little bit.
When they are aware of it, I'm absolutely fine with it. That's the best part. You see, Blake has the same feeling as Little Shop of Horrors, and I totally agree.
Really does.
Totally agree.
And as for moviegoer, where I'm not deconstructing the film, I'm just going by entertainment value, this movie is a 10 out of 10. It really is. It's enjoyable. It's funny as hell. It's like, what the fuck moments, and it's awesome as hell to watch. Thank you so much for actually recommending, because, like I said, I haven't seen this movie in, 30 years.
I'm so glad.
Honestly.
I'm so glad. And that's one of the reasons that I took a while to actually decide what I wanted to do, because there was other things I thought would be fun to do too, but this one kept coming back because no one does it. No one talks about it. And I feel like so underrated and so important.
And it really is important, because this, like we said, this is the first step that led to human CGI. And this actually did it in a way. This was done in the 90s, folks, the early 90s.
92.
And they had CGI for de-aging that worked so well.
I think the de-aging in this one is better than what we're seeing now.
Nowadays, yeah. because
I don't
now
know
they
why
actually have to continuously use CGI to de-age.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it makes a difference because they were de-aging Meryl from old age to her
Yeah, they made her look old
contemporary
and
age.
to make her look at
So maybe
young.
that's why it looks a little bit better, but it's still just the pioneering in it. It didn't make a big splash when it first released, and I mean I can understand why they weren't ready for it.
Yeah.
This was just and honestly the other reason that this kept coming up in my head to do was because I just saw that Pinocchio remake that
Oh
Chris did.
God.
I did not pay for it. Someone else that I guess I have Disney Plus for free through my phone plan, so I could have seen it. I watched somebody else doing a commentary on it because I support my fellow reactors. But but like I see that and everything he's done since like 2000 is just dog shit. And I don't understand how the same
Wait,
guy.
Zemeckis did Pinocchio?
Yes.
Oh God, man.
Oh my God, there's a lot he's done recently. Like those, like, I mean, okay, I know some people like Polar Express. I didn't
That
care
one was
for
good.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it myself. The computer stuff and that creeps me out. But like other things that it's just I don't know what his deal is. Oh, that new Witches, he did that too.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm actually going to do that for my channel. I'm going to do a versus with the original and the remake. So I haven't seen the new one yet. So I want to.
Yeah, Castaway was good, but that was 2000.
Castaway, yeah.
He
Castaway.
did the new Witches. Oh dear God.
Everything he's done has been dog shit. And it's like, how does a guy who is doing these things? How did he do Death Becomes Her and Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Forrest Gump and Back to the Future? How is this the same guy? I don't understand.
Castaway, Contacts, so many other freaking movies. I mean, this dude was a freaking Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
In the 90s, he was a machine.
I mean, Beowulf wasn't too bad, but it did get kind of weird.
It wasn't great. I certainly never watched it again. And I just don't know. I don't know. And I kind of want to like get into it and kind of research his movies because I'm wondering, I know with this particular one, the ending was completely altered before it was released. There was a whole subplot in this movie with Tracy Ullman as a bartender who Ernest falls in love with and who helps him run away at the end. And like they end up, I think, in Paris and like falling apart. Madeline and Helen see him and her. They don't realize it's Ernest. And they're like, I think it's supposed to be like they're jealous of the old couple, but they're also pretending they're not or something or other. It was a happier, well, they say happier, more upbeat ending. I feel like this ending was completely happy and upbeat myself, but that's me. But yeah,
guys, show this to Lethal because he might get a few laughs out of it because I accidentally called it Lethal.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that was Zemeckis that changed it and took out Tracy Ullman's whole arc and the whole ending and changed. I don't know if it was his choice or if someone meddled it on his behalf. Maybe he needs more meddling and he's not getting meddled.
Maybe I don't know. He needs to come up with his own stuff again because otherwise, if he's trying to adapt other shit, it's just not going to work.
I almost wonder if for him now the draw is entirely the effects and the CGI stuff. If that's because he's always been on the cutting edge of that. And maybe now he's just doing those things because that's what he wants to do and he doesn't care about like the story part anymore. I don't know. But that Pinocchio remake was absolutely soulless. Yeah. No soul. I'm not even like a fan of the original Pinocchio. It's not one of my favorite movies. I mean, it's good, obviously, but it's not it's not super meaningful to me. I didn't go into it like expecting it to be, I didn't care, but they just, everything that was the point, they took out, they changed, they lost it.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. That's kind of something I'd like to maybe get into and research a little bit more.
Well, definitely would be a good discussion. But anyway, we are running almost to noon. We finished. This is a great movie, folks. It's really is underrated, but it is extremely important.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Even though we spoiled the whole entire thing, I don't care. You will still love it. Go and watch it because there is so much to take in. There's so much to see. I find We both found new things today.
Yep.
Talking about it. Found new things that we didn't notice.
Indeed. I mean, this movie, folks, like I said, I hadn't seen this movie in 30 years. There are actually scenes that I am remembering differently.
Yes, they
From
hit
some of the
different.
things, because the way that Madeline sits down with the thing going through, I actually can see that differently. The Mandela effect is really strong.
Oh,
with
no
me in
kidding.
this
What
one.
what is it? What is it you remember?
It's a closer up shot of her
Okay, yeah.
sitting back, but they're also already plotting to kill him, or they're already like plotting to kill him, but it just looks differently. And yeah, it really is.
And the whole
When she says "Simpra Viva" and puts her hands up, I just remember her saying simply "Live forever" with that. Her throwing her hands up, saying "Live forever" instead.
Just things get juxtaposed and moved around. Just the themes, the vanity and codependence and selfishness, all this stuff that just like it's so relevant still, maybe even more than it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. It's so good. Like this is the movie where it's like if I could get people to watch it, that's the one I'm gonna push because more people need to see it.
The devil could literally watch this movie and literally turn himself into Al Pacino at the end and say, "Vanity, my favorite sin." I mean, from Devil's Advocate, folks, that is one of the best freaking lines. Vanity, my favorite sin. But yeah, this is just so
it's been a blast. This was so much fun.
It was a blast. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for choosing this movie.
Having me. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. I'll reach out and more because I'm going for the under 1K content creators to bring on my channel a lot more to give them some boosts and to.
Well, I certainly appreciate it because man, I have plateaued. I cannot get anywhere right now.
Oh, you'll definitely get there because a lot of people that follow me will actually, or if I haven't led them astray much. I mean, yeah, I get it, the occasional hater here and there, but it's like these content creators have, that aphasia that I was telling you about. I just had it. I was trying to think of the word content creator and I couldn't get it. But yeah, it's when it comes to content creators, it's like, hey man, if you say that we're going to follow these ones, we'll probably will because we'll give them a look. And
well, I hope I can create some content that the people appreciate. That's for sure. I got some good
reviews.
I got some good ideas for stuff.
I liked your Mortal Kombat one.
I'm glad. I didn't know about that because I didn't love it, and sometimes people get pissy about that. It's very strange.
The original Mortal Kombat hasn't really aged well, but to me, I actually like it. I like the movie. That was actually Paul W.S. Anderson at his best.
See, and the thing of it is that I liked it. The things that people don't like about it is not my problem. I wanted more of what the people didn't like.
Yeah.
I was waiting for like the video game, or I guess rather the arcade version of the video game with the gore and the crazy kills. That's what I wanted. I wanted that cartoon violence shit, and it didn't get it. It was all kung fu.
Yeah.
Which if I'd known and was prepared, I think it would have been better. And when I watch it again, I think I will like it a lot more. I mean, Raiden is the shit. I liked him a lot.
Christopher Lambert, man.
He was my
will depend upon you.
Hands down my favorite character in that. So I definitely liked that. But I am planning on doing a lot of more fun stuff. I have good ideas, I think. So that people will like, and some that people won't like, because I'm trying to keep it what I want to do, not what people want to see. You know what I mean?
Do your own thing, though, and you'll actually get there.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping for. It is kind of tough, honestly. It's weird to say, but I've had 3 videos that did really well for views, and I almost wish they hadn't, because it spoils you a little bit.
YouTube does do that too.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that. There's no way. I was looking at my studio one time, and it was like in a span of like 5 minutes, I lost like 5 subs, and there ain't no way 5 people just unsubscribed right now. There's no way
they did that. And it's like, well, you're not showing much interest. It's like,
maybe if you'd help me out.
Yeah, it's like maybe if you guys wouldn't put a freaking timestamp on your shit, like a year you cut freaking time or watch hours. Maybe if we didn't have to get to 1,000 and 4,000 in 1 year. I mean, think about it.
I know.
I mean, right now I've plateaued at like 11 right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, just keep doing what I'm doing. I'll eventually get there because my goal was 1,000 subs. Now I don't. If I get any higher, I'm not really aiming to be the super.
Oh, exactly. I don't want to be big. That sounds awful. Honestly,
Well,
it
yeah,
sounds like way
because
too
there
much
are a lot
work.
of. I've taken a look at some of the bigger names, and it's like, I liked you better when you were smaller.
Yeah,
You kind of had a lot more passion.
Yeah, it just seems like you get to a certain point and it becomes you can't just be yourself anymore. You have to play the game, and I don't necessarily want to play the game or change who I am or what I'm about.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. It would be nice to be monetized, just so the option is there,
a little
just
bit more extra income
to get a little bit of something, because I don't work outside my home. I take care of my house and I take care of my children, and I do all that homey stuff while my husband does the money stuff. It'd be nice to bring in a little bit to make it worthwhile for that. But I mean, even if I don't do that, I this is a hobby for me. This is something that gives me a purpose outside of taking care of other people, and it gets me watching movies again. I haven't watched movies in so long, just sat and watched them. Not on my phone, not cleaning up, not doing anything else. I haven't just sat and watched in so long, and I'm having a great time doing that. So that's kind of a part of it too. But it would be nice to, be able to have a little bit of income on it. But I definitely would not want to get to the point where it's like all about making money or all about finding the algorithm, all about, pushing merch and getting sponsors. I don't want any of that shit.
I mean, I only did one coffee cup for merch, and that was it.
Yeah.
And even then, that didn't really sell anything.
Right. Just being part of the community and different communities and groups and stuff has been
lending
so
your
worthwhile.
voice and support is all well and good, but it's like, folks, we give you guys support, but we could also use a little bit of support in return, And I've actually put that on Twitter. I'm not a lot of people are like, there's some things you just don't say. Well, motherfucker, I'm going to say it. But anyway,
I love people doing what they do, even if it's different from what I do, even if it's not how I would do it. I don't care. I want people. I like people for people. You know what I mean? I like people for who they are. Now a warning.
No warning. But yeah. So I gotta get lunch.
I got you too. I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
So thank you so much
again. Again, thank you so much for having me on. This was so much fun.
Yeah, it was. And if I see another thing that you might like, I'll definitely call you in for another one. Definitely.
I got a bunch of underrated stuff that I think more people should see. So if we want to talk about those, we can talk about those too. So
definitely.
Alrighty,
folks. So that's going to be the video. You all know the drill. All of Rhetorical Thrills links, her Twitch channel, her YouTube channel, her Twitter, are all in the description section of the video. If you like this video, you all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. If you want to be on a guest choice review, you can hit me up on Twitter and we'll DM me about it. You get to pick the movie, the time, and the place. Or no, not the place. You get to pick the movie, the time, and the date, and I will make it happen. And the only thing that I choose is the place. We'll talk about a good movie. Make it a movie that you enjoy, not a movie that will rag on and hate on. No, this is a more positive playlist that I'm creating. One that we both can enjoy the movie and whatnot. And hey, if it's a movie that I haven't seen, awesome. If it's a movie I have seen, even better. But definitely make it your choice, because that is what it is for, or this one is for. Guest choice is for guest convenience. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. Rhetorical Thrill, thank you for coming in. Y'all know the drill. I already said that. Comment your favorite moments of Death Becomes Her down in the comment section below, folks. This has been Orange Hat Reviews and Guest. Have a wonderful day, and always remember, stay humble.
Bye.